So we're here at Couture Fashion Week with Baqash Wilson and Constance, and we're going to be basically Constance Victory, as you heard, and we're going to be basically doing a short interview about Baqash and his background and like his new fashion line, Konjo. And Constance, please ask away.
So that's so Baqash. So I hear that you've done shows for India Fashion Week, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, Ethiopia. The list goes on. I mean, this is tremendous. You're a man who wears so many hats.
I've enjoyed traveling a lot. That's where I get my inspiration for my designs. And I went to Ethiopia for a couple of months. I stayed for almost 4 or 5 years. Wow. And from there, with it being home base and being settled in Ethiopia, I got to do South Africa Fashion Week. I did Kenya Fashion Week. I showed in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, in Nigeria. And it was just an incredible time. I mean, African fashion right now is so incredible, and the inspiration and sort of creating our own industry.
Excellent. I love hearing things like that. Now, could you tell me, okay, what you did, how you presented this evening, it was so novel. I love that approach.
Thank you.
The whole idea of having the performance piece and intertwining that with the models coming down the runway. Mm-hmm. What was the idea behind, or the inspiration behind that?
I think that when people come to fashion shows, they want to be entertained. I mean, you can look in a catalog, you can go into a store if you just want to see clothes. But I believe when you come to a show, you really want to be entertained. So I sort of like to give a performance. That's sort of what my line is about. And I listened to the music, and it really just brought the inspiration of just creating the theater and the drama to it. When I heard that song, I just saw Little Red Riding Hood who's lost in the forest, and this wolf is just trying to catch her and run her down. And throughout that, then I just started seeing the clothes just sort of come to life from that. And so that was the inspiration for this. A lot of fun, and it's still in development.
And I can certainly see where the enjoyment was in the process. Could you tell me the textures, the colors, the materials that you used? Where did that inspiration come from?
What happens is that I design a lot of women's clothing. I design for women who compete in some of the top pageants in the world. So because of that, I design these beautiful evening gowns, and I sort of dress them so if they go to a competition for a whole month, they need to be dressed from day into evening. So that sort of gives me this freedom or this flair for just being very extravagant, very exotic. And I found that when I express it in the menswear, a lot of men just really, it's something different. It's not for everyone, but with men's fashion, we sort of need to have other outlets, other venues that we can go to. I started sewing for myself when I was 12 years old, making my own clothes. That's how I got involved in fashion. And so now with menswear, I just sort of said, let me just walk a different path than your typical bespoke, typical European cut type of clothing. I still use fine tailoring in some of the things I do, but then I like taking some of the extra fabrics I've had and sort of twisting it and bending it and taking it in another direction. And if anything else, it's entertaining.
I absolutely adore that first piece that came out on that male model. It was like, it wasn't a sequins top, it wasn't sequin, but it had a lovely, it's just a lovely mix of colors on it, sparkling, and the way the light.
Really, yeah, that fabric was so much fun. It's actually it's very expensive. I think it might have been like maybe $150, $200 a yard.
Wow.
For that fabric. Very delicate to work with. But the texture, and that's why I like taking fabrics that are very unique and sort of creating it in suiting that you would never think of. And I've even had models wear that without the shirt underneath, so you sort of get that transparent, see-through kind of look. And it's fun. You know, I have to think of where would I wear this to? And I'm sure there are certain circles, certain parties, certain festivities you would go to where you would really wear things like that. If not, you can dream about it.
I like that. Dreaming is always fun. Dreaming is always fun, and then acting it out.
Sure. Wear it at home. You know, you and your wife have a nice dinner at home, and everybody gets all dressed up, and whatever. That's what fashion should be. It should be fun. It should be enjoyable. An extension of your life, you know.
I agree. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
I
Thank you.
enjoyed speaking with you.
And again, it's Baqash Wilson, Konjo Fashion, and he's here at Fashion Week at Haute Couture Fashion. Thank you.
My pleasure meeting you.
Yes.
Thank you.